After a 16-minute review, it is determined to be a common foul. The shooter did not even kick his... Sorry. Did he kick him in the dick? Sorry, the shooter did kick the defender in the dick. However, it was unintentional. When he was shooting, his foot came up, naturally kicked him in the dick. He didn't mean to. Plus, the defender was being a little bit of a puss. So it's just a regular foul on White. 2 shots. Take the ball here.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network, a fine network. It's Sunday, May 28th, 2023. I'm J.E. Skeets here at church, a.k.a. the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Heyo. And last but not least, over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment away. Get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. And look, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So hit the Zaza, JD.
We're going to Game 7, baby! Game 7! Game 7!
Yeah, we are. We said we were due for a classic, and they came through last night. The Boston Celtics kept their season alive in miraculous fashion on Saturday night. The last second tip in from Derrick White to win Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, 104-103. After falling down 3-0 to the Heat, they have evened the series at 3 games apiece, and we have a Game 7 baby in Boston on Monday night. My God, I assume we're starting at the end of this one, Tess.
Oh, yeah. You said we're here for a good time, not a long time. But then I had to check. Was yesterday's game extremely long? Because it felt long. 2 hours and 40 minutes, according to the box score. Felt a heck of a lot longer than that.
Whistles were active in the second half.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe it was that short. But the end of the game, as you said, we were due for a great one. That was basketball heaven right there. No, that was sports heaven. Name another sport where that much takes place in that short amount of time. 3 seconds. 3 seconds in heaven is better than 2 seconds in heaven. I mean, listen, watch all
Can't deny it.
That's right. It's logical.
3 is better than 2.
It was crazy how that thing ended, where the Heat are down 2. Their best player can't do anything in this game. His coach, Jimmy Butler's coach, Eric Spoelstra, says, "Nah, I'm not calling a timeout. You want the ball, Jimmy? Okay, take the ball, Jimmy." Somehow he gets to the corner after he double dribbles, bobbles, puts his hand on the ball, somehow just kind of pushes it to the corner, projectiles his body towards the rim, just trying to get some sort of call, gets it at the 2.1 second mark, as the clock says. All right, he's going to the line shooting 2. Actually, no, review, he's shooting 3. What? He can hit 3 for the win? Actually, no, we're going to put 3 seconds back on the clock as well, just because the foul happened a little early. All right, so he bangs home 3. On the other side, down 1, nobody on the inbounder, so Derrick White has a clear, easy pass to Marcus Smart, who gets a good look. It toilet bowls out. That thing is clogged. Derrick White is there somehow to tip it in. I think Jayson Tatum probably would have tipped it in on the other side if it went to the other side, but no one's there to rebound because they're playing zone defense after playing zone defense all game. And then we have to check on this review, too, because the only person who sort of knew that it went in before the buzzer was Derrick White.
He knew.
In real time, Did you think it was good? Because I got to be honest, I didn't.
I did
I was
not.
like,
No.
wow, 3 seconds. What happened there? Got the three-pointer shot attempt, and it went in and out. And, yeah, then the rebound's like, nah, I think that's going to be just late. And obviously wasn't.
That's amazing to get 2 shots off in 3 seconds, but a great play by Smart to get the ball up quickly. How many times have we seen, a tough shot, somebody would want to pump fake and try and maybe draw a foul, get a flyby going just so you can actually get a decent look at it? He's like, I got to shoot it. We have a chance at an offensive rebound if we do. I think the fact that he faded away even helped the Celtics because it made Max Strus take 1 step out of his path, chasing back to Derrick White, and that was 1 step of difference that made the difference on the bounce. The fact that the ball bounced straight to Derrick White off the rim, perfect. Instead of going up even 3 degrees higher, that probably runs out of time.
Yeah.
It was just perfect. Incredible play for me by the Celtics. This, to me, is more like a great play by Boston than a botch by Miami because they took away the first 2 options for the Heat or for the Celtics,
Right.
they got a shot from Marcus Smart that had a chance to go in, but you're going to live with Marcus Smart taking a fadeaway three. Just an incredible play by White to go for the outlet pass in the corner at first, realize it's not there. I still got time to get to the rim. Got it up super quick. What a play.
Yeah, I think Spoelstra after the game said the only place it could have bounced to hurt us. A lot of truth to that. Lucky bounce for the Celtics, but at the same time, as you said, incredible instincts from White in that high pressure situation. Just even the inbound, move to the corner in case, makes its way to him. Shot goes up, just attack the rim. And to have the wherewithal it comes perfectly to him, but to not panic, not even try and tip it. Like, he sort of shot it, right? It went in his hands just long enough, and then he gets it up off the glass. And you're right, he knew, or he had a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
He said post-game he didn't know for sure.
Right.
But he played it off
Felt good, yeah.
I'm confident. Confident. Tatum was right there on the other side, too, though.
I don't know if Tatum would have had
he almost hit
actually
his
the
head on the
time,
backboard.
though, I wonder. I think his would have been maybe more of a tip
Anyways,
variety, a
yeah.
little wilder. Doesn't matter.
Who knows? I do think there would have been more time elapsed if they had somebody on the inbounder. They just foregoed that to take away Tatum.
Yes.
They said, we're
Yes.
taking away Tatum. Strus, you're just doubling Tatum. Let Derrick White do it. And Derrick White, obviously, brilliant to just go directly to the hoop. And those 0.9 seconds that they re-added to the clock sure helped out. And all the Twitter reviews going around. And I think the best one, the best video review of Jimmy Butler being fouled in the corner and seeing how much time should have been put back on the clock was actually in the arena. It was sponsored by some lawyers or something. So you can see it's like a split screen of something that's a video review that's sponsored, and you could see when he was fouled, and it was kind of at 3 seconds, but it was way later than that. That was very generous to give him that much time to put back on the clock. It should have been more like 2.5, 2.6 at the most, and that helped. Going the other direction. That one that you just pulled up there. Who is it sponsored by, Trey? You just had...
It's a wob tweet to me. I don't know who the corporate sponsor is.
It was on there, but anyway, yeah, it was. Yeah, see in the corner there.
Anadhar and Levine.
Yeah, that's who was sponsored.
I don't know why
by.
Zach Levine's getting involved in this.
Yeah, but
he doesn't need to be doing this right now.
He wasn't. Yeah, that Horford foul. I could see why you'd say that's not a foul in a way. I mean, he had his arm out. Butler threw himself into him. Not a natural shooting motion by any means.
Well, that's the thing.
But
There's
it's a foul.
so much to unpack from
Exactly.
this one thing here. When did he foul him? Did he foul him? If he fouled him earlier when he hit him in the head, was that on the floor? Should it have been on the floor and not shots? Okay, then the whole clock situation.
Was it a double dribble?
Then was it a double dribble? Wait, it's a bobble. Did he? So it's all of this madness. Jimmy incredibly steps to the line, hits all 3 free throws, which gets completely overlooked
Clutch.
now. I mean, the guy had a garbage game. His legs looked dead. The Celtics were beasts inside on him and Bam, which I know we'll get to. Just they shut off everything I felt like inside. Robert Williams III, Horford. But then, despite shooting whatever he was, 3 and 19, which sounds fake, Jimmy's okay, well, I guess I will just go to the free throw line every single time here as they got back into this game and the Celtics couldn't score. Man, it's just it was just an insane ending. And if you know what's going to happen in Game 7 tomorrow night, I don't believe you, because I think every possible outcome is in play. I think the Celtics could win by 25. I think the Heat could win by 25. We could have another game like this. Jimmy could go 3 and 19 again. Jimmy could have 55. I don't know. How could you possibly know with just how pure insane this series has been, the way it started, the way it's gone, and the way this game ended? Right?
Nobody knows, yeah. Can the Heat recover from that gut punch? That's the biggest question. I think when Eric Spoelstra goes to the podium after the game and says, we want to play right now. We would like to tip Game 7 right now. I think he's talking to his best player. He's just hoping Jimmy comes out and plays, because he got through to everybody else other than Bam. But everybody else contributed big time. His move of putting Caleb Martin into the starting lineup.
Oh, amazing.
Ballin', man.
Huge. He had 12 first quarter points. Without those, they're done. And Gabe Vincent had 11 by half. Duncan Robinson had the most buckets in the fourth quarter for the Miami Heat. He had more buckets than Jimmy Butler from the field. And they still lose. They just need Jimmy to be bad and not super bad. I mean,
totally.
That's all it was. The supporting players were there. So can Jimmy recover? Because he is obviously somewhere that ain't the basketball floor right now. Mentally, he ain't there. The fact that he's not taking open shots, that he's not looking at the rim, Erik Spoelstra's just trying to reel him in. If he gets him back, he kind of gets Bam back, who is overlooked at having a bad game because Jimmy had a horrendous game.
Yeah.
Bam just wasn't himself. 4 of 16 in there. They're trying to get him going. Yeah, Spoelstra's just talking to Jimmy. They obviously need Jimmy on the road. I mean, we said that coming into this game, and they almost got a W, virtually got a W, with Jimmy being extremely bad.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, would this be a good Jimmy Butler game if they won? People would be saying, oh, this is one of the greatest 5 for 21 games ever. Just like they said about Jayson Tatum, because he scored the last 10. I thought Jimmy had a terrible game yesterday. He had no legs. He was just second-guessing himself every time he drove to the rim. He was used to getting foul calls and just making things happen with the pump fake, and now the Celtics know we're not going for the pump fake.
Never.
Robert Williams is apparently 100% back now. This guy's flying all over the place, completely shutting things down inside. But yeah, Bam and Jimmy had different games to me. Jimmy had takes where it's like, what are you doing? He's not even looking to score, that kind of thing. Bam at least was trying to score. He just couldn't. 4 for 16, and he was throwing up some slot balls at the rim. He's not a post-up player, but they got to try something offensively. And then you look at Duncan Robinson, had an awesome game, 13 points, made 3 threes. His 2 best looks wide open. That would have iced the game for the Heat.
Yeah.
Brick job. So he's happy. Or I'm guessing he wants those 2 back, but perfect looks for a guy who's been shooting the ball well. And like you were saying, he was their best offensive player in the fourth quarter.
He had the most baskets for the Heat in the fourth quarter until those 2 looks where he said he was juiced, a little too juiced, and that's why they both went long.
A little too juiced.
Because he was too open. I mean, he got it in his head, and he was just excited to be that open. It was just an astonishing fourth quarter that they come back and are able to take the lead because Jimmy Butler, it was so strange. He missed a layup with 7 minutes left, and he was going through his layup technique. He was going back to the bench. One of the best players in the world was practicing his layup technique.
That was the one after he dusted Tatum off the dribble. Finally, you're like, whoa, Jimmy's here. He's going to play.
He got to the rim.
And then botched it.
Missed the layup.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pointing it out on the broadcast. I think it was Stan Van Gundy. Like, he's got to stop doing the pump fakes, the triple fakes, the 4 fakes. Like, they're not biting on anything in there, man. And when he started there was like that little stretch where he stopped doing that and sort of was like on the first move, the first blow by, go a little stronger, go a little harder. It resulted in a few baskets there, but overall, yeah, he was garbage. The Celtics went ice cold down the stretch too. They dominated this game for the most part. I mean, the 3-point shooting from the Heat completely kept him in it. Otherwise, this is a blowout victory in Game 6.
And they had double the amount of threes that the Celtics did. It's amazing.
Right. But Celtics missed 9 of 10 field goals down the stretch when Jimmy just then continually went to the line. And again, they had owned the game for like 44 minutes, and then you get into the final 4 or 5 minutes, and it was brutal. Yeah, I had as the TSN turning point what I thought was Caleb Martin grabbing that offensive rebound off one of the Jimmy Butler missed free throws, and that was the one that led to Duncan Robinson being wide open, probably way too open. He thought about it way too long. He missed that one. And then what? A possession or 2 later, Heat in transition. Duncan's like, okay, I'm open. He's a great 3-point shooter, but it was like, whoa. And he missed that one. And I was like, okay, that's what I thought it was over for the Heat. I was like, those are 2 back-breaking misses. And they probably aren't going to get this done. Of course, then they take the lead.
So many crazy momentum plays in this one. There was the one where, I forget who missed the free throws at the line, but Lowry comes in for a crazy tip from behind. Yep. He finds Bam for a great pass inside, looks like an easy layup, and Horford just sends it to the 3-point line.
Yeah.
What a block. Kind of like throwback to Bam blocking Jayson Tatum with one single finger. You look back at these series between these teams in the conference finals, it's like the Bam block on Tatum was a fingertip block that saved the series for the Heat. Last year, it was Jimmy missing a 3-pointer with, 10 seconds left in the game, and this is coming down to Derrick White tipping it in with 0.1 seconds left. Margins.
Incredible. This is just a fun stat about White's game winner. He became the second player in NBA history to hit a buzzer beater with his team trailing and facing elimination. Michael Jordan's The Shot for Chicago against Cleveland over Craig Elo in 1989 is the only other one. Again, buzzer beater, team trailing, facing elimination.
A lot of Cavs-iats on that one. But
pretty incredible, though.
It's amazing. It's amazing that he got up there.
He's the hero in this game.
His dad said that was his first game winner ever, by the way.
Okay, well, tears in his eyes after the game. I believe it. He played incredible defense, too, throughout this game. Derrick White played awesome in Game 5 with all the three-pointers. I mean, he has stepped up here for this team, too. Yeah. And they needed, every little bit of this to get this victory. Tatum had 31. He was awesome in the first half, 25 at the half, and then you didn't hear a lot from him in the second half, and he would be getting, I don't know, crushed, I guess, by the Boston Celtics media or the NBA media. If they had lost.
Scoreless third quarter, and then one basket in the fourth quarter.
Right. And he was cooking in the first half.
Yeah,
when he hit that Kobe-esque turnaround fadeaway on Jimmy, it was like, whoa, he is locked in.
But the Heat did a nice job in the third quarter to make it a rock fight. I mean, just to stop the game.
Yeah.
They kept going to the rim. All their support players just kept going to the rim. And Bam, too. They were fighting. They were absolutely scrapping and fighting.
They were in the bonus with like 9 minutes left in that quarter, weren't they? And they got Jaylen Brown to 4 fouls. He subbed out for a while, and he came back in. And that's when Jimmy should have started going to the rim like he was in the last 3 minutes of this game. They could have fouled Jaylen Brown out of this game in the third quarter, because it was kind of crazy that he came back in with that much time left in the quarter. But Jimmy apparently didn't have the legs for it until the very last few minutes. He was trying to save it, because that would have been a good attacking time, because the Heat had the Celtics a little bit on the ropes, it felt like, in the third quarter with Tatum struggling. They couldn't stop fouling. It would have been a nice time to go on a run.
Oh, my God. The first 3 minutes of the second half felt as long as the entire first half, which was like, they were like, the whistle was swallowed in the first half. They were letting them be very physical. They were like, all right. And everybody's loving it. This is great. And then the second half, it was the exact opposite. And there was just whistle after whistle after whistle. And we had a review in there early. And yeah, they were in the bonus, but didn't take all that much advantage of it. So credit to the Celtics. And there's, like, I don't want to gloss over the Celtics defense. Like, we're saying, like, Jimmy's legs and all that. Like, a lot of this is the Celtics defense. All these elite rim protectors and Robert Williams III and Al Horford, and then all these guys, Derrick White, especially when he was on Jimmy, doing an incredible job of just not biting. I know it's so easy for us to say, just never bite on the pump fake. It's going to be a lot more difficult when you're in there full game speed and he's coming at you going up, and you're like, yeah, your reaction is to try and block it, to make it difficult. But they are disciplined at not biting on really any of the Heat's pump fakes. They stay at home even like on Vincent when he goes in there, and he's just a lot smaller, so he has that disadvantage there when he gets inside. But wow, what a game.
I think Jayson Tatum's defense on Jimmy Butler to start the game was fantastic. On switches, they were just so ready to stay down, and him against Derrick White was an advantage for Jimmy earlier on in the series. That's one guy he's bigger than. Yeah, he loved going at him. He is larger than Derrick White. He's taller than him. But right now he's in his own head, not even looking at the rim. He should be able to shoot over Derrick White, and Derrick White just blocked the snot out of him, almost a standing block there. Yeah. And able to collect it, sort of like Grant Williams did during Jimmy's downward run in this series. Started obviously on a high, flying high, 2+ games. He didn't even have to be awesome in Game 3 with 14 points, and now 4, 5, 6. To me, when you get Derrick White on him, that should be a bucket. That's his one really good matchup. Well, on the other side, Jayson Tatum has good matchups against everybody. That was my thought going into this series. Okay, how is Kevin Love going to stay on the floor? Well, he goes to the bench, and Caleb Martin comes in, and Tatum's bigger than him. Tatum's bigger than anybody that they try and throw at him, so he can get his shot off. So he is feeling extremely confident right now. So, yeah, what the hell happens in Game 7? Yeah, absolutely nobody knows. But Jimmy's got to get back to himself somewhat. I think the pressure is more on the Celtics, but there's a lot of pressure on Jimmy Butler as well, just to wake up, be more like Jimmy.
I wonder if we see the Heat and Spoelstra go to a lot more zone. I mean, when you look at the entire series and the numbers, in man, they're getting scored on at a pretty good clip. When they're in zone, they're holding their own. Well, they just really lean in to playing 90% of this game in zone, and just see if those Celtics shooters can hit their corner threes and take care on the glass, as that obviously opens you up to offensive rebound situations, which were some big ones too in this game.
Definitely.
The Celtics came through where you're like, oh, they got the stop, but Boston came through and it usually then led to a bucket. I don't know what's
it was only the biggest play of the game was an offensive rebound.
Yeah, right.
So I would say that is going to be a concern for Miami. They only 2 guys made threes for the Celtics yesterday.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart made 4, Derrick White made 3. So you will see a lot more zone, also because it lets you play Duncan Robinson more, and he's been pretty solid in this series. They need his shooting out there. But 7 for 35 for threes yesterday for the Celtics. I think that was their worst shooting game of the season. Right? And they
in
pulled
terms
off a
of
win.
percentage and made three-pointers.
Yeah, so that's what you want to see if you're Miami in a Game 7 because, I mean, literally anything could happen. Like, Grant Williams won a Game 7 last year by hitting 7 threes, right? It could be... That could be Grant Williams again. That could be Sam Hauser. Who knows? Who knows in a Game 7? But I don't know who's the pressure on now because either fan base at this point is going to be crushed with a Game 7 loss.
Yeah.
You either gave up a 3-0 lead or you came back from a 3-0 lead to lose a Game 7 at home. It's tough. Every Game 7's a 50-50 game. I think this one's 51-49 Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go more like 65-35 Boston just because of Game 7s and home court advantage. They mean something to me. And that's why 75% of Game 7s go to the home court team. You just have the momentum. You got the feeling. And it's going to be difficult for Miami to recover from that excruciating loss. But if there's a team that's pretty frickin' resilient, I think it is this bunch with Spoelstra, again, who's at the post-game podium, tapping the podium. We want to play now. We want to tip now. 48 hours, F that. We want to play now. And I think he's really just trying to get Jimmy more Jimmy-like. Get Jimmy riled.
Yeah, he saw the best 3 minutes of Jimmy Butler's game. He's like, we gotta play now. We don't want him to come out soft again.
Yeah, because you get that Jimmy.
That was Jimmy Butler. He didn't have the light in his eyes.
No, he did not.
He doesn't have the same intensity that he was carrying against the Bucks series when he was lighting up Jrue Holiday. Early in this series when he was calling for the wins, even post-game last night, this guy doesn't want to guarantee a victory. He's like, we're gonna win.
It's not working for him.
It ain't working, yeah. He ain't coming out full strength on his guarantees, and maybe that's having an effect.
Yeah, mentally just for the Heat, you mentioned the Bucks series. Game 5 was the game where the Heat were able to put away the Bucks, was that crazy Jimmy Butler alley-oop inbound pass at the end of the fourth quarter where he was able to push off and score, and then they went to overtime and finished off the series.
Right.
Like, that is what the Heat have to come back from now, too. So that's something that they did to another team. This offensive rebound shouldn't have happened. How do they respond? It's tough to do that in a barn where everybody is, all over you. But now, do they have no pressure? Does Jimmy have no pressure? Do they have nothing to lose? I know it's all these things that you can't quantify.
Right.
But something happened to Jimmy in game 4, 5, and 6 where it's not just legs. I mean, he's just not confident. To have one of the best get into the lane and just not even look at the rim multiple times.
Well, the Celtics are the fourth team in NBA history to force a Game 7 after being down 3-0. They're the first time in NBA history to have a home Game 7, so maybe that helps their chances to become the first team to ever do this. Gabe Vincent after the game said, this group's pretty much been here before, we're just running it back. It's almost a storybook. It's almost like it's supposed to be this way. And I think what Gabe Vincent is alluding to is, well, we lost Game 7 at home to this team. Why can't we flip it on its head and win Game 7 in Boston? And again, I think a lot of people, and maybe rightfully so, are going to be like, yeah, the Celtics have stormed back here. They looked like the better team for sure for a majority of these last 3 games. They're going to do it in Game 7. I would just pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, the Celtics don't want to hear that, man.
Because I just, you can't convince me that you know how this is going to go. You can't. It just could be a blowout for either team. It could be another close one, which we hope for, obviously, on Monday night. It could be, like we said, another massive, Jimmy's got one more left in him. Maybe he struggles again. Tatum could go for another 50-plus in a Game 7. There's all these things. The weird part is the Heat are going, we nearly won. We had a victory where we were going to the NBA Finals in a game which our 2 star players, our All-NBA and our All-Star, were garbage. A combined whatever they were. How many shots did they hit together? 7 or 9?
We're 57-35.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
The Jays versus the Bees.
So that's what the Heat fans say. So we're good. They're going to play better, right? They can't play worse. And of course the Celtics get to say, guys, we couldn't hit a 3-pointer to save our life. And, we turned the ball over too. There's that whole part of this game. And we got the victory. You think we're going to play that bad again in Game 7? No, probably not. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm super, super pumped. I'm happy we're in here on a Sunday. It doesn't even feel like Sunday to me.
I mean, that felt like a Game 7 yesterday with, the swings back and forth, the tightness from players, random dudes showing up and making big plays. The physicality in the first half, that was, very much, we're letting them play. Then it was a foul fest in the second half, of course, which was a big-time change-up. I thought a definite tale of 2 halves from the referees. So Game 7, it's I don't know. Is there a game 8? You know, like, is there a game 8 intensity? Because that was game 7 intensity. I don't know how you go up another notch. I don't know what else weird stuff can happen.
I guess if it is a game 7 where they're allowing teams to get physical, I guess that's a little advantage to the Heat. They'd rather have a 2-point game, lots of number one, free throws and just stopping of play rather than flow time.
Right.
And that's what happened in the third quarter, how they were able to come back. It's just weird looking at the numbers where they had to lead for 4 minutes and 11 seconds in this game. Boston led for 41 minutes. But they're leading for 2.1 seconds there at the end. Oh no, it was 3, which was a weird thing there. But he was behind the line. Do you guys think that was a foul on Al Horford?
I thought it was a foul. I was, again, like I said, I thought it was going to be more on the floor, and it wouldn't have been then. Obviously, 3 shots.
Because he hit him first before he got to the corner.
Yeah, definitely there was contact. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Jimmy created that contact by projectile.
Jimmy in the final 2 minutes was like, I can't hit a shot, so I'm
throw my body
literally just going to barrel into guys, hopefully get the call and try and knock down free throws. Like, to go back how you started this, Trey, if they had gone on to win this game, if that ball bounces to the other side and Tatum can't get to it or it goes high and whatever, and the time expires and the Heat win this game and they're going to the finals, does Jimmy Butler even win the Eastern Conference Finals MVP?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Because I heard Tim Bontemps on the podcast, The Hoop Collective, he said Doris Burke texted him like late in the game going like, what are we doing here? Like almost asking Bontemps, because I guess they're both on the panel, that they would vote. They're like, are we giving this to Jimmy? Like he hasn't been all that good in this game or the series up for that matter. Like, is this a Caleb Martin's? Like Stan Van Gundy's trying to push that? So anyway, I don't know how it would have been remembered if Jimmy had, like, he hit the 3 free throws and they win this game. Like, it was pretty amazing. He would have willed them.
10.
Yeah, he would have willed them to the victory in a pretty bad performance.
Yeah, I guess he probably would have got it because you wouldn't give it to Bam. Caleb Martin would be an option.
Yeah. Stan Van Gundy literally said he would give it to Caleb Martin.
He said
right
that
now.
2 games in a row. I think he said that now. Yeah,
he's making it known. Caleb Martin is shooting incredibly well.
He's playing crazy good.
58% from the floor, 46% from 3. He's averaging 18 and about 6 boards per game. 5 of the 6 games off the bench.
How many rebounds did he have last night?
15, I think. Something crazy.
He was like the only guy that can like finish a layup inside. Yeah. Nobody else can. Butler, Bam, Vincent, like everybody else is terrified of the Celtics.
Don't forget
defenders.
about Duncan.
Duncan
is laying it up.
Duncan.
Yeah,
it's
he's
crazy.
attacking. He's attacking.
Butler's averaging 24, 7.7 rebounds and 6 assists, 2.5 steals. But his percentages are not so good. I can't believe Tim.
So I'm seeing some Sixers fans tweeting out the stats from Jimmy Butler and James Harden against the Celtics. They compare favorably for James Harden.
Very similar. Very similar.
They do. I'll say.
They do indeed.
I can't believe Bontemps revealing Doris Burke's text.
Yeah.
Seems a little wrong. A little offside.
That they're.
That Tim would just put that out there.
Well, all he's saying
put that out on the streets.
All he's saying was Doris was contacting him to be like, "What are you doing? Like, I don't know where to go with this if the Heat pull this out."
You're saying they should be sequestered?
That's what
they can't talk to each other about it?
No, I think they can, but I think Tim's putting it out there that Doris doesn't know what she's doing or is contemplating. Will be swayed by Bontemps' vote. I mean, that's fine that they talk about it, but
luckily they didn't have to vote on it last night. We got a game 7 here to
and also, so who's okay? We know the MVP of the West is the Magic Johnson Trophy.
Yeah, it's Larry Bird.
That's Bird in the East. Oh yeah, what I asked was the Eastern Conference Championship Trophy.
Oh God, who cares? Yes, we know it's the Oscar
You
Robertson
love talking about the trophies.
Well, I don't love it when it confuses everybody.
Is it John Havlicek?
Yeah, it's
sure.
Havlicek.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, they're both named after Celtics.
Yeah.
The fix is in. The fix is absolutely in.
Random notes from this game.
Gabe Vincent played defense with the shoe.
Yes, I have that down too.
That was sick.
Yeah, he fouled with it, didn't he?
Was it?
Yeah, he got called for the foul because he lost his shoe.
Yeah.
Play continued. He thought about running back without it, but he's like,
I like playing.
I'll pick it up.
I like playing basketball with shoes.
Yeah, and then he picked it up, and then he like sort of swung or wrapped up whoever was at the top. Yeah, it was his foul. I'm not saying he took the shoe and hit him in the head.
He definitely did swing
But
the
he
shoe
slugged.
at the
Yeah.
ball, though.
Yeah, he was right. It was basically like a take foul.
Is that a kickball? If he had just hit the ball with his shoe in his hand.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I think so.
It was the rare guy who changed shoes during a half as well. He was late in the second quarter. He had already hit a couple threes, changed his shoes.
Yeah.
New pair of shoes out of a timeout. He comes in, first possession out of that timeout, bang, hits a three with his new shoes. That was very
he didn't
weird.
like the grip apparently on those old ones.
Yeah, they say the LeBron 20 has some of the best grip of any of the basketball shoes that are out there. That's what he changed to.
Oh, there you go. Maybe it was a slick floor.
I was impressed. I think Reggie said, yeah, he wants more traction. And I saw the shoes he has on. I was like, best in class.
Oh, there you go. Didn't know that. I loved Kevin Love reacting to Caleb Martin, who got the start for him when he started like 5 for 5, and they went to a shot at Kevin Love. That dude was a proud father. He had the clap and the head nod. Like it was like,
You're a good guy,
way to
man.
go, son. Killing it out there. Love that. How about that weird 4-point play for Jaylen Brown in the fourth quarter?
Oh, right after the Heat took the lead for the first time.
That was strange. He's fouled on the layup attempt. Bam is called for the goaltending because he put his left hand on the rim, even though he got the ball on the way up. It wasn't to do with the block itself or, it hit the glass before. It was because he touched the rim. And then Bam picked up the tech for complaining about such. So in the end, that resulted in a 4-point possession there from Jalen and the Celtics, which was big.
And there's lots of weird officiating stuff.
Early
in the third quarter, Jaylen Brown had 3 fouls, and he goes to the basket, scores an and one. But Spoelstra says, you know what? It looked like he hooked him. I'm going to use my challenge early in the third quarter to get a 4th call on Jaylen Brown. They win the challenge, but it's not a 4th call. It's not a 4th foul for Jaylen Brown. They just say, no, it wasn't a foul on Caleb Martin. Count the basket, but he doesn't get an and one. So he wins the challenge. And they just won a point. That was really weird. Weird stuff.
And then they made it even more confusing, did they not, on the broadcast where Stan Van was saying they still got their timeout because of that, and then they had to come back and correct that. And they're like, no, you lose it. I mean, it gets very
Nobody knows the rules.
It gets very confusing. But yeah, even if those guys don't know, it's ugh.
They also had that. There's that. I think it was Caleb Martin who made a 3 from the corner. They called it a 2 instantly. They're like, wait, no, that's a 3. Then they put 3 on the board. Then they came back and they're like, no, it's actually a 2. And then they reviewed it, and then you could hear the Heat broadcast or the PA announcer saying, Caleb Martin has been changed to a 3. And like, I guess it was a 3. Looked like a 3 the whole time.
Kevin Harlan was losing his mind.
That was so weird,
He's like trying to figure out what the hell the score was. He's like, now they've got this wrong in the arena. We have it right on the grab. And then the thing kept
arena is
flipping
wrong.
back and forth. Yeah, it would have been very, very frustrating.
It was just a messy game.
Slop fest.
It was sloppy. Harlan got messed up even. He had a great call. Kyle Lowry sprinting from the backcourt with the ball. He goes, all gas, no brakes. And as he said, no brakes, Kyle Lowry stopped and went out. Even the greats got all messed up after.
I'll tell you one thing. Oh my God. How many times during the broadcast did either Reggie or Stan Van say, I think it must have been 10 or 12 times, like, team is down despite, they're only down 5, let's say. Like, it was like, I can't believe they're only down 5 despite all these things.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever it was, and it sometimes went both ways. It was like, you heard that so many times.
They were in record scratch mode last night. It was repeat.
Like, okay.
That and the Heat role players have showed up.
Yeah.
Their 3-point shooters are shooting. They just need something from Jimmy and Bam.
Yeah.
That was 48 minutes of that, I thought.
On that note, I had a flashback because they said, Reggie said about Caleb Martin, he goes, where would the Heat offense be without Caleb Martin? Went to commercial, and on the NBA app, they show clips from old games, as in Game 4 or Game 5. During those highlights, Reggie says, where would the Heat be without Caleb Martin? Oh, too much.
It's too much basketball.
Yeah. Well, it's the only series going to. You're
That's
like,
it.
I got nothing else I can think about.
Every second night we're hearing these 3 guys, and you are hearing sort of the same things over and over again. Also, new drinking game with Stan Van on the call. You got to pound your drink anytime his voice cracks. Because it's good for like 1 or 2 of those a game. I love when the Stan Van voice cracks. And that's all I have except... Did Jayson Tatum crash into Jimmy Goldstein
Yeah.
At one point, okay. I don't think we ever got a replay on it. I'm like, I think that was Jimmy not Jimmy Butler, Jimmy
under the
Goldstein.
hoop.
Yeah.
As he was driving on the offensive end. Yeah. Okay. Jimmy in the gold. It was Goldstein.
Yeah, that's right.
He was wearing gold last night.
That's right.
Apparently, we got a beef between Stan Van Gundy and Tyler Hero now. As well, because Stan Van Gundy, he said that the Heat really need Tyler Hero back on the court because his fashion is so bad when he's sitting on the bench. To which Tyler Hero responded on an Instagram story, "My fashion as bad as he was on the sideline."
Ooh.
So we didn't get a lot more Tyler Hero fashion talk, and he was wearing, I believe, a leather bucket hat on the sideline last night.
Yeah, they left.
They toned it down for sure.
Right.
And honestly, if I were Tyler Hero, I would have just pulled up a screenshot of the time that the NBA had to ban mock turtlenecks for NBA coaches because they hated the way Stan Van Gundy was dressing on the sidelines.
Wow, he should have worn a turtle like that.
Should have
dressed like Stan Van.
That would have been sick. That would have been awesome.
Oh man, what a game! Anything else that you guys have? Any notes from the box score, from the broadcast, or?
Well, speaking of beefs, we almost had a Brown Lowry beef.
Yeah,
that Lowry hack on his
I did.
his vase hand. That's the hand that he cut on a broken vase, broken plant, whatever it was, before the playoffs started, and he was pissed. Yeah. But his hand was fine. And even when, who was it, coming over the back, Gabe Vincent swiped at Robert Williams' hand where he had to go back to the locker room with an injured hand. Those were a couple, look like effective fouls.
Right.
But both guys fought through. And we're all right.
Yeah, Robert Williams III, he left the game. And it's like, uh-oh. I mean, this is him who's got a bit of a track history of, like, weird injuries or injuries that take him out. And then he was back for the second half, and it was like nothing really happened. I know he doesn't play a ton of minutes now, but, man, he has been awesome, I think, in the minutes he plays.
And, perfect injury for him to have, I think, to be able to return. Left wrist. It's not like the guy's shooting jump shots.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Just get that club out there.
My goodness. Game 7, Monday night. It's a holiday here on Monday in the States, but of course we'll be back on Tuesday morning to break it all down.
Yeah, no show tomorrow. We'll be back.
I know it is impossible to try and figure out what the hell's going to happen in this, but let's just go on the record. Who wins Game 7? Who's the hero or unlikely hero if you want to play that game? Why not?
Well, because I cannot prognosticate. I assume the Celtics will win, so I'll go with the Heat.
Just do the opposite.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, what says you?
What says me? I'm going Celtics here.
Okay.
Celtics in 7. Al Horford hits a game-winning three-pointer.
Wow, I like that.
Allie.
I like that.
Hits a game-winning 3, but there's still a little bit time left on the bench, and squats down and hits the timeout.
Ooh.
You're gonna need one, Eric.
Whoa, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. I mean, I had the Heat winning this series in 6. I was a tenth of a second away from nailing that, but I'm with Trey. I'm going Celtics winning this Game 7 on Monday night. And give me, let's just keep running with Derrick White. In fact, I'm going to go so far to say Derrick White wins Finals MVP of the Conference Finals.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Big game from
Finals MVP.
Conference Finals MVP.
I know, Conference Finals
That's
MVP.
big.
He wins the Larry. Give
Larry.
Derek the Larry. No, it would go to Tatum probably, but yeah, we'll see. Let's hear your predictions in the stream team right now. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're not going anywhere. We're here, so let's talk about some NBA news. We'll be right back.
Our next partner is a classic. Let's talk about Athletic Greens. If you're looking to get better gut health, more energy, or a stronger immune system in a really easy, natural way, you gotta check out Athletic Greens. Nobody wants to take a bunch of pills of vitamins in the morning, but with Athletic Greens, it's all good. You can get rid of all those extra vitamin bottles and finally make some room in your cabinet. Cabinet space at a premium everywhere I've been. How do you fill up cabinets so quickly when you move somewhere? Doesn't even make sense. But Athletic Greens is an all-in-one solution that actually tastes good. You're gonna enjoy getting your daily vitamins. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food-sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. It's lifestyle friendly, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. And Athletic Greens contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, nasty chemicals, or artificial anything, while still tasting good. How do they do it? How do they do it? You want to find out? Go reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks. That's athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
This episode is also brought to you by Philo. There's nothing better than unwinding and watching a little TV. VPR, RHOA, SH, that's Summer House. But the hassle of finding what to watch and a costly cable bill just isn't worth it. That's why more and more people are cutting the cord. Snip, snip. If you love TV, Philo is your solution. Philo has shows, movies, and live TV for just $25 a month. No contracts, no commitments, no hassle. Just a better way to watch TV. And check this, Philo has an unlimited DVR for 1 year, so you can save all of your favorite shows and watch them on your own schedule. You know how convenient that is during the NBA playoffs?
It's actually
When there's so many games, 40 games and 40 nights and all that, but you got all these other shows you want to watch? Well, you record it, watch it when you can, maybe a little afternoon viewing. Philo also allows for multiple profiles and multiple streams, so everyone in the house can have their own saved shows and up to 3 streams going at once, simultaneously. Say goodbye to fighting over who gets to pick what to watch. That used to be a thing. Just to have full-on arguments with my sister about what we're watching. Crazy. It's like I want to watch the game, or she wants to watch
tape America's Funniest Home Videos, okay?
Yeah. Wild. You don't know how good you have it now. If you can't get enough TV, then there's no better way to watch. Philo has more than 70 channels like BET, VH1, AMC, and Vice. Vice. They got Storage Wars. Yup! Remember Storage Wars?
They got Storage Wars? They haven't opened every single storage unit in America yet?
No.
Wow.
Still going through them.
Salute to the soldiers.
Man, I like when they would always convince themselves they found something of value. This is gonna be worth something. No, it's not. And like City TV, Philo is everywhere. That's for you Canadians. You can watch from your phone, your laptop, tablet, or TV. We're talking Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Samsung, Android TV. It's easy to use and hilariously easy to sign up. With Philo, you can start watching in seconds for less money, and like I said, less hassle. So try it yourself with their 7-day free trial. Sign up today at philo.tv. That's philo.tv and use the promo code NODUNKS to get 50% off your first month. All right, here in the Classic Factory on a Sunday, we put up the poll during the break. Who you got winning Game 7 on Monday night? Right now, 66% of the votes going to the Beantown Boys. At home there for Game 7, 34% for the Heat, but we'll keep that poll running. Maybe the Heat fans will trickle in.
What did you say the line was?
The line is Celtics are favored by 8.5 in a Game 7.
I don't like that if I'm Boston.
You don't want to see that line?
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I would do everything I can to keep my back against the wall. Just watch the last 3 minutes and then turn it off before Derrick White gets the tip. So you remember what it's like when you were blowing the lead that you had. Because they got to come in and they got to play like they have the last 3 games. Not like, hey, we just pulled it off.
Right.
We did the comeback. Now we're here for Game 7. It's even. It ain't even. You're down still.
Right.
Right.
But
And then
Miami has to come in and say, we're down now, finally. Double backs against the wall.
double back against the wall. What happens, man? All right, we got some news here that was going on in the NBA weekend. The Milwaukee Bucks have their next head coach. After conducting a search that lasted a couple weeks, the Bucks have decided to hire Toronto Raptors assistant Adrian Griffin. This is from Shams and Woj. The two sides are progressing on the terms of the agreement, but in the end, Adrian Griffin is getting a chance to coach Giannis and the Bucks.
Yeah, kind of surprising. I didn't know a lot about Adrian Griffin other than he's AJ Griffin's dad, of course, the Hawks rook. So I did a lot of reading about him the last couple days. Gotta admit, started liking him a lot, and also thinking that he could make a very good NBA coach in today's game. He was a player development coach to start. Jimmy Butler gives him a lot of credit for the player that he developed into. He was there with the Bulls. Then, he did game planning as an assistant coach. He was more of a defensive guy, but knew the offensive side. Worked under Nick Nurse, obviously, with the Raptors. This was Nurse's quote on Griffin's personality. He said, "It's different. He's not type A, hardline coach. He's more like a fatherly figure type in terms of personality. He has a calmness about him. He seems like a wise person when he's conveying something. It may not appear sometimes that he's got this coaching gene or whatever, but he sure does." And after Griffin met with Giannis, as was reported by The Athletic, potential hires, Nick Nurse and Kenny Atkinson also met with Giannis, according to The Athletic. Then after that, each candidate met the Bucks ownership, and then GM John Horst, he had a dinner where he invited ownership and both Giannis and Chris Middleton. They chatted out, and they go with Griffin. It was fun. It was a fun. I had a great Memorial Day weekend reading about Adrian Griffin, to be honest. I read a four-year-old article from Eric Koreen via The Athletic from 2019 about Adrian Griffin. This is my history reading. I guess this is what reading history is all about. Because I feel so well-versed in Adrian Griffin's career. Had Luol Deng under his wing as a player.
I think of him as a Bull.
Yeah, so seems like a player's coach, for sure.
The only part you missed from that excellent breakdown there was Nurse sort of taking his name out of the running at the last minute.
I needed to leave something for you guys to say, but
it's fascinating. I guess he met with Giannis, like you said, and then soon after,
that's interesting.
Nurse decides not to want this job. Now, does that mean he's going to the Sixers? Is he going to the Suns? Maybe there was talks possibly of a deal, the contract, and it's not enough. I don't know. Some are trying to say Nurse is like, you know what? Give it to Adrian Griffin. Give him a chance here.
My guy Adrian.
No clue if that's true or not, but I'm sort of excited to see him get a chance here after putting in a lot of work in this league as an assistant coach to not only get your first head coaching chance, but on a damn good team. Like, usually these are bad teams. Then you get that first go and you get a couple years and a bit of a runway. There's going to be a lot of pressure, but it's also sort of cool. Like, you've got Giannis and you've got a good squad here, and he gets to see if they can take him to the another championship.
A lot of expectations for a first-year coach. I thought he would be the Raptors coach, to be quite honest. I thought Nick Nurse would take this job, so I'm surprised. I thought Milwaukee would want a coach who's experienced and has done it before, but I also kind of think somebody new is usually a better choice because we know what the other guy's going to do. So we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, Adrian Griffin, he's a bull to me.
Aubrey Griffin, his daughter, plays for UConn.
UConn, yeah.
And Alan Griffin plays in the Canadian Elite Basketball League.
Oh, okay.
And is obviously AJ's with the Hawks.
I didn't know that.
There's a bloodline.
Yeah. With the new coach selected, the Bucks now obviously turn to free agency. They got some major decisions. Brook Lopez, unrestricted free agent. Chris Middleton has a player option for next season that he could turn down in favor of unrestricted free agency. He's got until June 21st, I believe, is his deadline. And if Middleton opts in, Lopez, let's say, re-signs this Bucks team, they're going to be a tax team for the fourth straight season, and that is when you get hit with the significant penalty for the repeater tax. So we'll see if that's the direction to go. They also have to reshape this entire bench possibly too, with a bunch of free agents coming off the pine here. They don't have their first round pick. And like I said, because of the tax, they're not going to have a lot of money to play with here. Waiting to see what happens with Lopez and Middleton to some extent. But they're not done here. Got your coach, but a lot of decisions from Horst in the Bucks front office.
Yeah, basically set with their core. You got to get more out of Chris Middleton next year. This is a championship level team if Chris Middleton is awesome again. So hopefully he's healthy. Although this team is old.
Yeah.
Or, depending on when Brook Lopez comes back. But the big three of Giannis, Giannis is not old. But Middleton and Drew specifically, and then some of their rotation players as well.
Next piece of news here, LeBron James might have surgery this offseason after playing through a torn tendon in his right foot, according to The Athletic's Shams Charania. LeBron's foot is going to be reevaluated in the near future, and if he requires surgery, the procedure would reportedly sideline him for only a couple months, 2 months, let's say. TK, this is something we expected to see, and we will wait to see if he actually gets the surgery. I assume you think that will be the case, but any thoughts on this?
Well, he allegedly needed surgery before he had, before he actually returned from the injury, the LeBron James of feet said, it's all right. You just need to find the LeBron James of surgery after the season. So I kind of thought this would be the first piece of news we got from the Lakers after they were eliminated. But first they had to come back and say, actually, LeBron is likely coming back. He's not really retiring. He is under contract for next season, so he will need surgery. But I wouldn't be surprised. You say it's a 2-month recovery. Maybe LeBron takes his time coming back and maybe not ready for the beginning of the season next year and ramps up for the second half of the year.
I mean, the other part of it is like, would LeBron be like, okay, I need surgery. The LeBron James of feet is now telling me I need to get this surgery. What's the rush?
It's a rush.
Why? Do I need to get it right now?
Got to recover for surgery.
How many days are in May? Do I need to do it right now? No. I want to enjoy my summer.
You don't want to cast.
Push it back.
Can't swim.
Until, early September, and then that would lead into the season. I don't know. Would he do that? Because then he would be missing, obviously, time and get to slow play it.
It's a good call. Can't have a cast, can't swim, can't get on a banana boat. If he wants to reconvene with the boys and Gabby.
No barefoot skiing.
It is wild to think he injured this foot in late February during a regular season game against the Mavericks. You saw him on court camera saying, I heard it pop. That's what he said while he was on the floor. He misses the Lakers' next 13 games. He returns on March 26th, and then he played for the rest of the season. The rest of the regular season, obviously into the playoffs, got into the conference finals after he met with that doctor, the LeBron James of feet. Whose name? Where's the name for this guy? Or woman?
Yeah, this person has to at least come out and be like, he was talking about
me.
Okay?
Yeah.
We got to see his stats, though.
I'm the king of feet.
Got to have the most foot surgeries of all time. Got to be talking about doing emergency room work with their son.
Do you think...
Oh, I just want to operate with my son someday.
I was going to say, do you think the LeBron James of feet has a giant tattoo on his or her back that says chosen 2 for both feet instead of chosen 1?
2 feet sticking out. Yeah, probably.
It's possible.
Probably.
It's possible. So anyway, we'll wait to see.
You think the LeBron James of feet went pro doctor out of high school? Hasn't been done since Doogie Howser.
Probably. Final one here. This is just sort of random. Jazz legend Karl Malone, he recently auctioned off 24 pieces of memorabilia from the 1992 Summer Olympic Dream Team, game-used jerseys, sneakers from all 12 members, to the tune of $5 million. So the bulk of those earnings came by way of Jordan's number 9 white jersey that he wore during the game versus Lithuania, which TK rocking. Is that game worn?
This is flame worn, actually. Edrin Flames gave me this shirt.
Oh, that's nice.
It's from the 96 Olympics, though.
TK headed to the Grateful Dead concert tonight here.
Yeah, this is just a basketball shirt for today. I've already worn this to a Dead show, so I gotta wear a different one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was that game, Dream Team versus Lithuania in the semifinals, that Karl Malone had all of these game-worn jerseys. How did he get all these? Did he
His wife literally was walking around the locker room and was like, I'm just going to grab these.
That's incredible.
It's incredibly weird.
Yeah.
I think that Karl Malone is selling this memorabilia.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pretty weird, actually.
Yes. I assumed when I read the headline, all the memorabilia was his. It belonged to him. Like his game worn stuff.
Oh yeah, right. No. He literally had a piece from every player on the Dream Team. All I believe from this game, this one particular game. It was all this semifinal. So. Anyway, to finish that thought, Jordan's jersey sold for $3 million. So his one jersey is the bulk of this $5 million. But it is a strange story. I guess all this stuff was hanging in. It was being displayed in one of his car dealerships in Utah. Okay. So. It's a fascinating story. It's a big, why are you doing this? Are you hard for cash, Karl? I mean, are they not selling cars? It's tough to buy a car. You can't even have enough of them anymore here in Atlanta. Like, I went to go get a whole new lease, and they're like, we don't have any cars.
That's why you had to sell these jerseys.
We don't
have any cars to sell. You want a jersey?
So anyway, my random question off of this, for everybody in the stream team, everybody listening later, besides Jordan's jersey, which everyone would want, the number 9, what Dream Team jersey would you most want, and why? Who would you pick?
Who would I pick?
Yeah.
I think I would pick Barkley.
Okay.
He led the Dream Team in scoring, right?
Right.
Yep.
During that tournament, during the 92 tournament. I think he's number 4.
14? Is he?
Oh, 14.
I think he's 14, because
You're right,
Leitner was 4, I think.
Oof.
You don't like 14?
No, 14 to me is one of the worst basketball numbers.
Wow.
I would have it in my bottom 10 of numbers, probably.
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry, Hornacek
So you
fans.
don't, you don't want Barkley.
Yeah, I wanted Barkley. I thought it was 4, but man, it's really throwing me off.
I'm pretty sure it's 14.
I do like
Hornacek just appeared in the room with that.
Apparently, Clyde Drexler's jersey includes the inscription, "I enjoyed being your teammate."
I thought that was so funny, too. I had that written down.
Exclamation point. Nice locker room times together.
Drexler's jersey got $92,200 on auction. I guess it's the record. It's a record for any game-used Drexler jersey. Anyway.
So each value is there? Each.
No, I don't have all of them, but I know
okay.
that one because it had that weird inscription on it. I enjoyed being your teammate. I think it said maybe to Karl. Okay, you sticking with Barkley, though?
Yeah, I'll go with Barkley.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I too was looking at the numbers. What's my favorite number of all these?
And these are international numbers, right? It's only 4 to 15, I think.
Yeah. So Barkley was probably the player I would choose, but I also wasn't a fan of 14. Okay. So I went with the next best player, IMO, and a legendary player for me as well. Great number, Magic with 15. I'm a 15 man.
Good one.
I love the number. And it wasn't too difficult. It wasn't too difficult a selection for me. Because otherwise,
I'm going Larry Legend. Give me number 7. That's a great number.
Yeah.
Lucky 7, baby. Lucky Larry.
Lucky Larry.
I know.
Honestly, now that I'm looking, I should have looked at the numbers. I was thinking players more so, but now that I'm looking at the numbers, I might go Mullen.
What was
13. 13 was my number for playing. Some say it's unlucky.
That's a fun trivia question.
Yeah.
For real sickos,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
name all of the numbers for the Dream Team members? You want to just do it right now?
That's tough.
I've got it up here, so I'm cheating.
well,
But Leitner, number 4. I did remember that. 5, I think, was David Robinson.
Confirmed.
6 is Patrick Ewing. 7's Larry Bird. Is there an 8?
Pippen, I think.
Pippen's 8. Jordan 9. Drexler 10. Karl Malone 11. Stockton 12. 13 brings us to Mullen. 14 Charles Barkley. 15 Magic Johnson.
There we go.
There we go. Scottie Pippen 8.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, but you wore number 33, and if you turn 1-3 around and put them together, it turns into an 8.
I'll tell you who didn't buy that $3 million Jordan jersey from the Dream Team. Scottie Pippen.
That's why I ain't getting his jersey. Scotty's burning the bridges.
Scotty's tired of this bullshit. Tired of being just on a second fiddle to
Michael
MJ.
Jordan sucked until I showed up. Easy, buddy.
Wow.
He should buy a light. All these interviews he's doing.
Yeah, it's very, very dark. You're right.
Backlit.
Yeah, we'll sell him this one that's crapping out on us.
Yeah, good deal here. It's a game show used, no dunks light. $4,200.
Dream team of podcasts right here.
Hey,
What do you
Charles
want?
Barkley was number 4 on the second Dream Team.
Oh, there you go.
What's up with that?
Maybe he hated the number 14.
Yeah, he's like, why'd you put that 1 out there? I asked for 4.
Okay, we'll write on this light that we're going to give to Scottie Pippen. I enjoyed being your podcast.
You are a great producer.
All right, let's hear from you. What Dream Team jersey, besides Jordan, because most people would pick that MJ9, would you want and why? Let us know. We got to take our final break. When we come back, tweet of the night.
Hold on. Time out. I get the Shopify ad read after what Jimmy Butler's done to Boston? Ooh, that's the sound of Butler clowning another Boston Celtic. Whether he's staring down Grant Williams, paying back Al Horford, or just completing another big face coffee sale, Jimmy is hearing that sound a lot these days. Shopify is the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Whether you're selling mini baseball bats or mini baseball helmets, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Shopify covers every sales channel from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media marketplaces like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Packed with industry-leading tools, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and keeps it simple, like a big face coffee logo. You don't have to learn any new skills in design or code. And thanks to 24/7 help and an extensive business course library, Shopify is there to support your success every step of the way. Jimmy Butler started small too, started on Shopify. Now he's selling t-shirts for $75. Come on, Jimmy. It's a little too much, don't you think? Oh, I see a dad hat for $40. Okay, maybe. might pull the trigger on that. No matter how big you want to grow, Shopify is there to empower you with the confidence and control to take your business to the next level. Now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today. This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nodunks. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nodunks to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/nodunks.
All right, let's start wrapping up this Sunday podcast here in the Classic Factory with a little tweet of the night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
Tweet of the night comes from our guy, Worldwide Wob. He shared this photo of Florida Panthers forward Matthew Tkachuk in attendance last night with the caption, "Looks more like Kevin Love than Kevin Love does." So you podcast listeners are going to want to come check this out, at least at Worldwide Wob on Twitter or right here on YouTube. I got to say, he's not wrong. I showed this to Nora, and I covered the caption. I just want to see, like, who is this? Tell me who this is. And she was like, that's Kevin Love. Because holy crap, there are a lot of similarities with this guy. People saying like a little Blake Griffin meets Kevin Love, like jam them together, maybe the curls, I don't know, but not bad. Pretty funny tweet there from Wob.
I also saw Larry Nance, Love's former teammate, tweet that photo and say Kevin like.
That's good.
It was good. Yeah, I was going to send it to you
funny.
as well.
No, that's funny.
Pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
Oh, it's great. He definitely looks like him, although not a Matthew Tkachuk fan myself.
Is he? I assume he's the son of Keith Tkachuk. Is
He's
that right?
He's a Keith
One of
son.
the few.
One of the few.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Other hockey players as well, but he left my Flames. Didn't want to be there anymore.
He was a high draft pick, right? Were the Flames back in the day? This guy, Matthew?
Yep, he must have been.
I think so.
He was good. He was good, and he left. And they swept. The Florida Panthers did. Matthew,
Yeah.
He had 3 game-winning goals,
Right.
and then assisted on the other game winner, other big goal.
Was the other big assist like Kevin Love style, like from one end to the other? They throw it down there?
Outlet pass. Who do you think Matthew Tkachuk's cheering for?
At this game?
Plays in Florida. He's a
Yeah.
Florida
But went
Panther
to
now.
high school with
high
Jayson
school classmate
Tatum.
of Jayson
Wow.
Tatum.
With Tatum.
He can't lose.
They did school projects together.
He was cheering for a Game
crazy.
7, baby.
Yeah.
And he
That's
got
right. Yeah, I thought that was funny. I read the interview with Derrick White's dad on The Athletic, and at the end he's basically like, yeah, we hope Boston wins, but we're really just excited to see Derrick play another game. He's like, who cares, man? That's my son. I love watching him play.
Yeah.
Respect.
Right attitude.
Yep.
For sure. Good stuff there from Worldwide Wob. Very, very funny photo. He does look a lot like Kevin Love.
Like is pretty funny.
No doubt. All right, let's call it there, guys. Thanks so much for joining us here on a Sunday. Everybody joining us live on YouTube. We'd love to see that. Hit that like button. Subscribe as we march our way to 100,000 subs. No show tomorrow. We're going to take the day off. Makes sense here because no game on tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday, live at 10 a.m. Eastern, here from the Classic Factory to break down hopefully another really entertaining game in this Eastern Conference Finals. But there is a podcast tomorrow to keep you busy. And that is the new Is This Good podcast from Matteo, JD, and me. Yes, I'm back on this one. And one of the topics there, you see, are school uniforms good? So there's a lengthy debate about the pros and cons of school uniforms. And then we got into a very weird debate about ice in your drink. At a restaurant, when you ask for a glass of water, do you expect it to have ice or would you prefer the other way? What do you think?
I expect it to have ice.
Right.
I would just say in general, you're getting ice. I don't necessarily think it's necessary. I'm not.
You don't need it super cold.
Yeah, in my general day-to-day life, I'm probably only icing 1 month out of the year. The hottest of months.
Okay.
When you really want it to hit. But in general, like I just like a nice, cool, slightly colder than room temperature water.
Okay. Well,
Chilled.
you have any thoughts on this?
Well, I saw JD swing his mic around this rare occasion. I got to pass the ice tray over to JD.
Oh,
So
no,
he
just
thought-
as that's an breaking case.
Oh, I say no. I say no.
I'm very passionate about this, but you'll have to tune in.
Oh man, it was.
Good tease.
It felt like we talked about two things:
Yeah.
school uniforms and ice, and we We went for a long time, but it's a lot of fun, this one. I had a blast going on Is This Good? So that drops tomorrow on Monday. It's on YouTube feed. It's on podcast feed. So make sure you subscribe to Is This Good as well. And you can become a Patreon too if you want. These guys do like Zoom meetups with the fans, and they do bonus content. JD's like, oh, I'll put that in the Discord for the Patreon members, like some weird text you had or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, the only reason he came and joined Playback for our Game 5 watch party was because he was all syruped up from his Patreon chat.
Not the only reason, but it was all set up. I was set up, syruped up, and ready to go. Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job. Is This Good? Check it out. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Have a safe Memorial Day, and we will see you back here on Tuesday. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, Trae Young got his nickname because he likes ice in his water.
Brace the day, people.